Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein set to meet privately with House Judiciary and Oversight members on October 11th. Rosenstein called to explain reports he proposed secretly recording Trump early last year. The president saying he will delay his planned meeting at the White House until after the Kavanaugh confirmation is concluded. Joining us now, Judicial Watch's president, Tom Fitton. Tom, great to have you with us. Let's start with this thing with Rosenstein. Going to the House, meeting with two committees and their members, also waiting to go see the boss. What is this headed to? What is the point of it all?
Well, that's a good point. Why isn't there a public hearing? I would have had emergency hearings as soon as it was reported that Rosenstein was discussing with his underlings. Remember, the FBI reports to Rosenstein at the FBI techniques to overthrow the President of the United States. Instead, we're running around looking up yearbook information about Brett Kavanaugh.
And whether or not he threw ice in a bar in college. I mean, this is, we've reached a new low. I mean, we've got a Congress that doesn't function, frankly, led by Paul Ryan in the House with all of this nonsense. I've heard a number of people cheering Paul Ryan is now behind the process. What process? And we're talking about almost half of this president's first term in office dragging now because of the witch hunt, the Mueller special counsel, a Congress that is reticent to put forward important elements, including the wall, put it forward into law. This is astonishing. And now we're 35 days away from the election.
I guess the silver lining is that there's a meeting taking place at all, given the fact that the leadership of the House has zero interest in conducting oversight in a month before the election. They don't want to upset any voters for or against them, and that includes providing basic oversight. And so they'll abdicate their role as much as they can, and it's only because of the outrageousness of what Rosenstein did is that they're investigating or asking him any questions at all. And frankly, he's going to be, if the president fires him, the president faces an obstruction of justice investigation. So I suspect there'll be a stalemate as Mueller continues running the Justice Department.
Now, you Judicial Watch, have sued to get the Pentagon to turn over to you the records on Stephen Halper, who was the former Cambridge professor who received all of these contracts from the Department of Defense, $1 million worth. What is that all about?
Exactly. What is that all about? He was evidently an informant or a spy for the FBI, maybe other agencies. Was the Defense Department used as a cutout to pay him?
I hate to interrupt you. A lot of people in the media are saying we shouldn't mention his name. Not at all.
Other than the New York Times,
yeah.
Who got leaks from the Justice Department and FBI about his name.
Right.
But anyway, this figure was sicked on the Trump campaign, sent to Europe to try to ensnare people like Papadopoulos and Carter Page and get them to confess to collusion that never took place.
Why aren't we hearing something from the special counsel about this? Why isn't there an investigation?
Because he's the special counsel's guy. The information he gathered, that was part of the material that was used to generate leads for the special counsel that was later appointed. And the question is, was he still being used by the special counsel? Again, no one's asked Mueller, have you used the dossier? Have you used spy information that this figure was targeted with over? I tell you, we're investigating the multi-agency effort to spy on Trump. Congress is investigating a yearbook words. That shows you the decrepit state of Washington.
Well, decrepit, rancid. It is a swamp of the highest order, or the lowest.
But you know, the abuse quickly blew.
I'm sorry, we got to hard out.
Sure,
I've got to get out of here. You got 10 seconds. Go for it.
The abuse continues. The targeting of Kavanaugh is government abuse by the Senate.